Top conservative book publisher breaks with the New York Times bestseller list over its misrepresentation of book sales in favor of its left-wing agenda. One America's Kristian Rouz has more.
The #1 conservative publisher severs its ties with the New York Times bestseller list due to its heavy left-wing bias and disparagement of books that express right-leaning viewpoints. Regnery Publishing says its authors' rankings on the list don't correlate with their actual sales figures and readership popularity. The decision, announced Monday, also prohibits Regnery's authors to credit themselves as having charted on the Times list. Regnery also said Times artificially promote left-leaning books. A prominent example includes a recent book by Dinesh D'Souza titled The Big Lie, Exposing the Nazi Roots of the American Left. The upcoming Times list shows it at number 7, even though the book was #1 in sales through major retailers. This means books that only sold 5,000 a week were put ahead of D'Souza's book, which sold around 10,000 on the week of its release. The New York Times bestseller list is facing a decline of trust, not only because of its political bias, but mostly due to misrepresenting the book's actual popularity. Another example includes a book by Michael Savage titled Countdown to Mecca, which didn't make the list when it came out in 2015, despite outselling 4 books that did make the list. Regnery's president Margie Rouz says her company will no longer feature the Times rankings on its book covers, replacing them with Publishers Weekly based off Nielsen BookScan.
For many people, they may not realize how the New York Times puts together their bestseller list, which is a big, dark secret. No one actually knows, and every time that they're asked about it, they don't answer it. They actually refuse to answer it. They have their own little system that they use to come up, and that gives permission sometimes to play with the list, and they can pick and choose in the way that they want what book makes the list and what doesn't, even regardless of the numbers of books that it's sold.
An independent research study conducted last year found, aside of confirming the political left bias of the Times, that books by the Times employees typically end up higher on the bestseller list and remain on it longer. Nevertheless, the Times provides readers with misleading information, suggesting that left-wing narratives are more popular with the American public than they actually are. Kristian Rouz, One American News.